be silent. Make everything flow to you effortlessly. Written by Justin Tracy. Published by Simple Audiobooks. Introduction. In a world inundated with constant noise, endless distractions, and a relentless stream of information, silence has become an undervalued treasure. From the moment we wake up to the time we fall asleep, we are bombarded by external stimuli, notifications, conversations, demands, and the unceasing chatter of our own minds. This relentless noise doesn't just overwhelm our senses. It clouds our judgment, scatters our focus, and disconnects us from our inner selves. Yet, within the stillness of silence lies immense power. Silence is not merely the absence of sound. It is a deliberate and profound state of being that allows us to step away from the chaos and rediscover clarity, purpose, and strength. It is in silence that we find the space to breathe deeply, reflect meaningfully, and reconnect with our inner voice, the compass that guides us toward what truly matters. Silence has the unique ability to calm the storms of the mind, dissolving the anxieties and doubts that often accompany a noisy world. It enables us to listen, not just to others, but to ourselves, creating a bridge between our conscious and subconscious mind. When we embrace silence, we enter a state of heightened awareness, where we can observe our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment or distraction. This state of quiet mindfulness empowers us to act with intention, to make decisions grounded in wisdom, and to engage with life from a place of balance and authenticity. Moreover, silence is not passive, it is a powerful tool for manifestation and influence. In a culture that often equates volume with authority, the quiet individual who listens intently and speaks only when necessary wields a unique kind of influence. Silence commands attention, conveys confidence, and invites respect. It allows us to hear what others miss, to perceive nuances, and to respond with precision rather than react impulsively. By cultivating silence, we tap into a natural flow of energy where opportunities arise organically and relationships deepen effortlessly. At its core, silence is also a sanctuary, a space where we can retreat from the demands of the external world and nurture our inner well-being. It is in these moments of quiet solitude that we can recharge our mental, emotional, and spiritual energy, allowing us to return to life's challenges with renewed vigor and clarity. Silence reminds us that we do not need to chase after everything we desire. Sometimes, the act of stepping back, letting go, and simply being allows life to unfold in ways we could never have orchestrated. This book is an invitation to reclaim the power of silence in a noisy world. It offers insights into how silence can enhance your mental clarity, improve your relationships, and align your actions with your deepest intentions. It will guide you in embracing silence as a way of life, not as a retreat from the world, but as a means to engage with it more fully, more deliberately, and more effectively. When you master the art of silence, you'll discover a state of effortless flow where life aligns with your desires and success feels natural, not forced. Silence is not emptiness, it is a profound source of strength and possibility waiting to be embraced. Chapter 1. The noise around us. The modern world is consumed by a relentless cacophony that surrounds and infiltrates every aspect of our lives, creating a suffocating backdrop of distraction. This noise is not limited to the sounds we hear, such as the hum of traffic, the ping of notifications, or the chatter of conversations. It extends into the realm of mental, emotional, and even spiritual disturbances. We wake up to alarms, immediately greeted by the demands of technology and the pressures of our responsibilities. Throughout the day, we are bombarded by emails, social media updates, advertisements, and news, all clamoring for our attention. The sheer volume of information we are exposed to every day has skyrocketed to unprecedented levels, leaving little room for reflection or quietude. Yet, beyond the audible and visual noise lies an even more insidious form, the internal chatter of our minds. Thoughts race endlessly, replaying past mistakes, worrying about future uncertainties, or crafting scenarios of comparison, judgment, and self-doubt. Our minds, conditioned to keep pace with the external chaos, rarely find rest. This mental noise is compounded by societal pressures to constantly perform, achieve, and stay connected. The expectation to multitask and be available at all times creates a sense of urgency that further fuels the noise, leaving us in a perpetual state of stress and overwhelm. The effects of this noise are profound and far-reaching. It erodes our ability to focus, reducing productivity and creativity. Our thoughts become scattered, making it difficult to prioritize or make thoughtful decisions. The noise also takes a toll on our emotional well-being, fostering anxiety, irritability, and a pervasive sense of unease. Relationships suffer as genuine connections are drowned out by surface-level interactions and distractions. Even moments of rest are not immune, as the noise seeps into our leisure time and disrupts our sleep, preventing us from truly recharging. This constant barrage creates a numbing effect, making it harder to tune into our inner selves and recognize what truly matters. It disconnects us from our intuition, which thrives in stillness, and distances us from the natural rhythms of life. We lose the ability to be present, to appreciate the beauty in a fleeting moment, and to feel a sense of groundedness. Instead, we become reactive, caught in a cycle of chasing the next task, notification, or goal, all while feeling increasingly disconnected and unfulfilled. Understanding the pervasive nature of this noise is the first step toward reclaiming control. It requires acknowledging how deeply entrenched this chaos has become in our daily lives and recognizing the toll it takes on our mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Only by becoming aware of the constant noise can we begin to appreciate the value of silence and stillness. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it is a deliberate choice to step away from the noise, both external and internal, and create space for clarity, peace, and intention. In this silence, we find a sanctuary where we can reconnect with our inner voice, rediscover our priorities, and regain the energy and focus needed to navigate life with purpose and ease. Silence offers us the opportunity to reset, to detach from the relentless flow of noise, and to realign with a more harmonious way of being. It is within this quiet that we can truly hear, feel, and understand the essence of ourselves and the world around us. Chapter 2. The Science of Silence. Silence is not simply the absence of sound. It is a powerful state that has profound and scientifically measurable effects on the human mind, body, and spirit. Modern neuroscience has uncovered that silence plays a critical role in brain health, particularly in how our brains rest, recover, and grow. One of the most remarkable findings is that silence promotes neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons, particularly in the hippocampus, a region of the brain associated with memory, learning, and emotion. This regenerative process contrasts sharply with the effects of constant noise, which can cause overstimulation, stress, and cognitive fatigue. In silence, the brain enters a default mode network, a state of relaxed yet active processing, where it organizes thoughts, consolidates memories, and generates creative insights. This mental reset is essential for problem-solving, decision-making, and emotional regulation, enabling us to approach life's challenges with clarity and composure. Physiologically, silence has a profound calming effect on the body. When we immerse ourselves in quiet, the autonomic nervous system shifts from a stress-driven state dominated by the sympathetic nervous system to the parasympathetic state, often called rest and digest. In this state, cortisol levels decrease, stress hormones subside, and the heart rate slows, allowing the body to repair and restore itself. Blood pressure stabilizes, breathing becomes deeper and more rhythmic, and the immune system strengthens as the body is no longer on high alert. Silence has also been shown to improve sleep quality, as the absence of external noise and internal mental chatter creates an environment conducive to deep rest. The emotional and psychological benefits of silence are equally profound. In moments of quiet, we have the opportunity to disengage from the constant barrage of external stimuli and tune into our inner world. This introspective space allows us to process unresolved emotions, reflect on our thoughts, and gain insight into our experiences. It helps us develop emotional resilience, as we are no longer reacting impulsively to external triggers, but instead responding thoughtfully and intentionally. Silence fosters mindfulness, anchoring us in the present moment and enhancing our ability to observe our feelings without judgment. This heightened self-awareness promotes a sense of peace and emotional balance, reducing anxiety and improving overall mental health. Silence also sharpens our sensory perception, enabling us to engage with our surroundings on a deeper level. When noise is removed, subtle details in the environment become more noticeable: the rustle of leaves, the gentle hum of life, or the rhythm of our own breath. This heightened awareness deepens our connection to the world around us, fostering gratitude and a sense of wonder. Beyond the individual benefits, silence enhances our interpersonal relationships by improving our ability to listen actively and empathetically. By creating space for others to express themselves, we build trust and deepen connections. From a broader perspective, silence is not passive, but an active force that restores harmony in our lives. It provides a counterbalance to the constant stimulation of modern life, allowing us to reconnect with ourselves and the natural rhythms of existence. Scientific research consistently shows that even brief periods of silence can lead to long-lasting benefits, helping us recharge mentally, physically, and emotionally. It is in silence that we can hear our inner voice, find clarity amid confusion, and cultivate the strength to navigate life with ease and purpose. Silence, far from being an empty void, is a rich and fertile space that nurtures the very essence of our well-being, revealing its indispensable role in a noisy and chaotic world. Chapter 3. Mastering the Art of Listening. Listening is far more than the passive act of hearing sounds. It is a dynamic and transformative skill that demands full presence, empathy, and a conscious effort to understand the speaker on a deeper level. In a world saturated with distractions, constant notifications, multitasking, and the relentless noise of modern life, true listening has become a rarity. Most people engage in what can be called surface listening, where they hear words, but focus more on formulating their response or their internal thoughts than on truly grasping the essence of what is being communicated. Mastering the art of listening requires cultivating a mindset of curiosity and openness, setting aside preconceived notions, and giving undivided attention to the speaker. True listening begins with silence, both external and internal. It involves quieting the mental chatter that often fills our minds, such as judgments, assumptions, or planning what to say next. By doing so, we create a space that invites the speaker to express themselves fully, without fear of interruption or dismissal. Active listening engages not just the ears, but the eyes and heart as well. Observing nonverbal cues, such as facial expressions, tone of voice, and body language provides insights into emotions and intentions that words alone cannot convey. For instance, a subtle hesitation or a downward glance might reveal vulnerability, while an enthusiastic tone might signal excitement or hope. These nuances are often missed when we listen superficially. Empathy lies at the core of effective listening. It requires putting ourselves in the speaker's shoes, striving to understand their feelings, perspectives, and experiences without judgment. This kind of listening fosters trust and builds stronger connections, as it shows the speaker that they are valued and respected. When we listen with empathy, we validate the speaker's emotions and create a safe environment where they feel encouraged to share openly. This is particularly important in resolving conflicts, where understanding the underlying emotions and needs behind a disagreement is often the key to finding a solution. Listening also plays a vital role in enhancing self-awareness. When we listen attentively, we become more conscious of our own reactions, biases, and tendencies to interrupt or dominate conversations. This awareness helps us improve our communication skills and cultivate humility, as we recognize that every interaction is an opportunity to learn from others. By focusing on the speaker rather than on ourselves. We break free from the egocentric habit of turning conversations into opportunities to assert our own opinions or experiences. Mastering the art of listening has a ripple effect that extends beyond personal relationships. It enhances professional interactions, improves leadership abilities, and fosters collaborative environments. Leaders who listen attentively to their teams inspire loyalty and innovation, as they demonstrate a genuine interest in the ideas and concerns of others. In educational and learning contexts, listening allows us to absorb knowledge more effectively and to engage in meaningful dialogue that broadens our perspectives. True listening transforms conversations into moments of connection and understanding. It bridges gaps in communication, resolves misunderstandings, and deepens bonds. It requires patience, as the act of truly hearing someone takes time and effort. However, the rewards are immense. By listening with intention, we enrich our relationships, gain insights into the human experience, and create a space for authentic communication to flourish. Listening is not merely a skill, but a profound expression of respect, empathy, and presence that, when mastered, has the power to transform how we connect with others and ourselves. Chapter 4: Silence and Inner Strength. Silence is a profound and transformative force that goes beyond the absence of noise to become a wellspring of inner strength, offering a space for self-discovery, growth, and resilience in a world filled with relentless distractions and demands. It is in silence that the mind finds freedom from the constant barrage of external stimuli, notifications, conversations, and the expectations of society, and enters a state of stillness where clarity and focus emerge. This quiet space becomes an essential refuge, allowing us to slow down, step away from the chaos, and reconnect with the core of who we are. In silence, we are able to turn inward and listen to our inner voice, the source of intuition, wisdom, and self-guidance that often goes unnoticed amidst the noise of daily life. Silence fosters self-awareness by giving us the time and mental space to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. This heightened awareness enables us to identify patterns in our thinking, understand our motivations, and recognize the fears or insecurities that may be holding us back. With this understanding, we can begin to address these challenges proactively, building emotional resilience and mental fortitude. For example, moments of silence can help us confront difficult emotions like anger, sadness, or anxiety, not by suppressing them, but by giving them the space to be acknowledged and processed. This process is vital for healing, as it allows us to release pent-up stress and gain insights into how we can grow from adversity. Silence also plays a crucial role in enhancing our ability to focus and make decisions. In a noisy, overstimulated environment, the mind becomes scattered, making it difficult to prioritize or think clearly. In contrast, silence creates a calm mental landscape where we can analyze situations with greater precision, weigh our options more thoughtfully, and align our actions with our values and long-term goals. This clarity empowers us to navigate life's complexities with confidence and purpose, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Beyond fostering self-awareness and focus, silence builds emotional stability and patience. By creating space to pause and reflect, we learn to respond to situations thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. This cultivated sense of calm allows us to face life's uncertainties with grace, even when circumstances are beyond our control. In silence, we strengthen our ability to endure hardship, drawing on an inner well of resilience that keeps us grounded and centered. Silence also reconnects us with our inner source of energy and creativity, enabling us to approach problems with fresh perspectives and innovative solutions. Furthermore, silence serves as a powerful reminder that inner strength does not come from external achievements, possessions, or validation, but from a deep and unwavering sense of self-trust and peace. It is in moments of quiet that we come to realize our intrinsic worth and the immense potential we carry within us. This realization fosters a sense of empowerment, reminding us that we have the capacity to overcome obstacles, adapt to change, and thrive in even the most challenging circumstances. Silence is not a passive or empty experience. It is an active and dynamic state of being that nurtures our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It provides a space to reconnect with our deepest values, reaffirm our purpose, and renew our commitment to personal growth. Through the practice of embracing silence, we cultivate the strength to face life with resilience, balance, and a sense of fulfillment, turning it into a powerful ally in our journey towards self-mastery and inner peace. Silence is the foundation upon which enduring strength is built, providing the clarity, stability, and energy needed to navigate an ever-changing world with confidence and grace. Chapter 5. The Flow State, where silence meets action. The flow state, often described as being in the zone, is a unique psychological state of heightened focus, complete immersion, and effortless engagement with a task. It represents the perfect harmony between an individual's skills and the challenges they face, where the difficulty of the task and the person's ability are balanced just right. When in flow, everything seems to click, thoughts and actions become seamlessly integrated, and there is a sense of effortless progression through the task. This state is often accompanied by a deep sense of satisfaction, as it allows individuals to perform at their highest level without the usual barriers of self-doubt or distraction. Achieving the flow state involves entering a mental and emotional space where the mind is completely absorbed in the present moment, and all other concerns fade away. The role of silence in this process is crucial, as it helps eliminate the external and internal noise that typically clouds our focus. External noise, whether in the form of interruptions, distractions, or sensory overload, can easily pull us out of the flow state, making it difficult to maintain the level of concentration necessary for peak performance. However, silence goes beyond just the absence of external distractions. The key element in achieving flow is the quieting of internal distractions, the constant stream of thoughts, worries, and judgments that often fill our minds. In the absence of this mental clutter, the mind can fully immerse itself in the task at hand, experiencing a sense of ease, clarity, and alignment with the work. The state of silence creates an environment conducive to the flow state, where the mind is free from judgment, self-criticism, or the pressures of time. This mental stillness allows an individual to become fully absorbed in the moment, bringing an elevated sense of mindfulness to the task. Flow is not a passive state, but an active one, where effort and skill are utilized in a way that feels natural and effortless. Once a person enters this state, they often lose track of time and experience a sense of fluidity in their actions. It's as though the activity is happening through them, rather than to them. This phenomenon occurs because the brain is no longer engaged in second-guessing or overthinking. Instead, the mind and body are working together in perfect synchrony, allowing for high-level performance with little to no conscious effort. The result is a profound sense of satisfaction, fulfillment, and achievement that goes beyond the immediate task and touches on a deeper sense of personal mastery. The conditions necessary for flow to occur are carefully balanced. The task needs to be challenging enough to engage one's skills, but not so difficult that it induces frustration or anxiety. At the same time, the individual must have the requisite skills to meet the challenge, without which the experience may result in feelings of inadequacy or disconnection. Silence is an essential element in this balance, as it creates the mental space needed for the individual to calibrate their abilities with the task. In this state, the person can focus entirely on the process of the activity, rather than worrying about the outcome or how the external pressures they might face. The flow state is a form of intrinsic motivation, where the act of doing becomes its own reward, making the individual feel connected to the process in a deeply meaningful way. The beauty of the flow state lies in how it merges stillness and action. In silence, one is able to disconnect from external distractions, aligning themselves with the present moment. When combined with focused action, this stillness facilitates a kind of effortless flow, where the task progresses almost automatically. The mind, free from extraneous thoughts, remains attuned to the nuances of the task, while the body moves in fluid harmony. This heightened awareness of the present moment fosters creativity, productivity, and innovation, as individuals are able to think and act without hesitation or inner resistance. This state of flow does not just occur during periods of intense concentration, but can also emerge in everyday activities. Whether engaging in a hobby, working on a project, or performing a task that requires skill and attention, the principles of flow remain the same. Silence, in this case, is not merely a condition that creates focus, but an essential ingredient in achieving the deep sense of immersion that characterizes flow. As the individual learns to embrace moments of quiet, they cultivate the capacity to enter the flow state with greater ease, tapping into their fullest potential in any context. Flow offers numerous benefits beyond performance. When individuals experience flow, they not only achieve high levels of productivity and creativity, but also experience enhanced well-being. The satisfaction of engaging fully in an activity, without the burden of self-doubt or distraction, leads to a greater sense of fulfillment and joy. The feeling of being in the zone is often described as one of peak happiness, as it represents a moment when individuals are able to fully express their capabilities, free from the constraints of external expectations. This deep sense of joy that accompanies flow is inextricably linked to the stillness of mind, where distractions and worries no longer have power over the individual. Flow is a state that is highly valued in various domains, from creative arts to sports to business. It represents the highest form of human performance, where every action is executed with precision and ease. Silence is the gateway to this state, as it allows for the internal alignment necessary to bring both mind and body into harmony. Once the mind is free from clutter, it can engage with the activity in its purest form, bringing forth effortless action and peak performance. In this state, silence and action merge to create a powerful synergy, enabling individuals to unlock their full potential and experience the highest levels of personal growth, satisfaction, and success. Chapter 6. Silence as a tool for influence. Silence is an often overlooked but incredibly effective tool for influence, as it allows individuals to communicate in ways that go beyond the mere content of their words. In a world where people are constantly speaking and filling every moment with chatter, silence stands out as a powerful form of nonverbal communication. When used intentionally, silence creates a magnetic presence that draws attention, making others more likely to pay closer attention to what is being said. When someone speaks sparingly and thoughtfully, it signals to others that their words are valuable and worthy of careful consideration. This creates a dynamic where the listener becomes more engaged, anticipating the next word or insight that the speaker might offer. Silence has the ability to shift the focus from the speaker's quantity of words to the quality and impact of each word spoken, which in turn increases the speaker's influence. In social dynamics, silence can create a sense of power and confidence. People who use silence strategically are perceived as more authoritative, composed, and self-assured. This is because silence often conveys control over one's emotions, reactions, and thoughts, signaling that the individual is not in a rush to respond or seek approval. Instead, they carefully choose when and how to speak, reinforcing the impression that they are confident in their ideas and comfortable with the pauses in conversation. Silence allows the speaker to maintain a sense of self-possession, which can make others respect them more and perceive their presence as commanding and influential. By not rushing to fill every silence with words, individuals demonstrate emotional intelligence and the ability to navigate complex conversations with ease. In negotiations, silence is an invaluable tool for gaining leverage. In these high-stakes conversations, there is often an implicit power struggle, with each party seeking to influence the outcome in their favor. Silence can be used to unsettle the other party, forcing them to reconsider their position or fill the void with more information, concessions, or even emotional responses. When used effectively, Silence places the pressure on the other person to speak first, reveal more details, or even make a decision prematurely, which can ultimately lead to a favorable outcome for the one using silence. For example, a well-timed pause after presenting an argument or proposal can prompt the other party to respond, potentially exposing weaknesses in their position or leading them to offer better terms. This calculated use of silence in negotiation only demonstrates patience, but also enhances the speaker's influence by creating an environment where they are in control of the pacing and flow of the conversation. Silence is also an excellent tool for encouraging reflection and deeper thought. In a conversation, when someone pauses after a point is made, it allows the listener time to process the information and consider their own response more carefully. This pause can promote critical thinking and reflection, leading the other person to reconsider their stance, become more open to new ideas, or recognize gaps in their own logic. The silence allows for a mental shift where the listener is no longer simply reacting or formulating a response, but engaging more deeply with the topic at hand. This can lead to more productive discussions, greater openness to collaboration, and ultimately, greater influence over the direction of the conversation. Furthermore, silence serves as a powerful tool for building trust and rapport. When one person listens attentively, without interrupting or filling every gap with their own words, they convey respect and understanding. This is particularly important in building relationships, where trust is a foundational element. People feel more comfortable opening up when they sense they are being truly heard, and silence allows the speaker to process what the other person is saying without immediate judgment or reaction. This sense of deep listening fosters empathy and connection, which are essential components of influence. When people feel understood, they are more likely to reciprocate by being open to the influence of others, leading to a more harmonious and productive interaction. The use of silence is also tied to the ability to remain calm in stressful or emotionally charged situations. When conversations become heated or tense, speaking impulsively or reacting quickly can escalate the situation. In contrast, employing silence in such moments creates an opportunity to de-escalate emotions, allowing all parties involved to collect their thoughts and regain composure. Silence offers a mental pause where emotions can be processed, preventing rash or regrettable decisions. By mastering the use of silence, individuals can maintain their composure under pressure and influence the tone of the conversation, keeping it productive rather than letting it spiral out of control. Silence also aids in the cultivation of deeper, more meaningful communication. Rather than rushing through a conversation or providing surface-level responses, taking a moment of silence to gather one's thoughts allows for more intentional and reflective communication. This can lead to more thoughtful and impactful exchanges, where the quality of what is said far outweighs the quantity. The pause enables both the speaker and listener to absorb and process information more effectively, leading to a greater understanding and more meaningful connection. In leadership, silence can be an incredibly effective tool for guiding teams and influencing outcomes. A leader who uses silence effectively can foster an environment where team members feel heard and respected, which leads to greater engagement and collaboration. Silence in this context can be used to give space for ideas to emerge, for individuals to share their thoughts without fear of being interrupted, and for thoughtful decisions to be made. Leaders who master silence create an atmosphere of trust and respect, which in turn enhances their influence and ability to lead effectively. They recognize that by listening more than speaking, they can better understand the needs, concerns, and aspirations of their team, leading to more informed and empowered leadership. In the context of social influence, silence can also be a tool for setting boundaries. When someone uses silence to disengage or refrain from participating in unproductive or negative conversations, it sends a clear message that they are not willing to engage in certain behaviors or dynamics. This use of silence as a boundary-setting tool creates a sense of respect and reinforces the idea that the individual values their time and energy. By using silence strategically, individuals can influence the behavior of others, setting the tone for how they wish to be treated, and ensuring that their interactions remain respectful and constructive. Ultimately, silence is not just a passive absence of sound. It is a dynamic and purposeful tool that can shape conversations, influence decisions, and build stronger relationships. By cultivating the ability to use silence with intention, individuals can enhance their communication, strengthen their presence, and increase their ability to influence others in subtle yet powerful ways. Silence, when wielded effectively, can be just as impactful if not more so than words, allowing for a deeper level of influence and connection. Chapter 7. Creating a silent space. Creating a silent space is a deliberate and thoughtful process of designing both the physical and mental environments in which stillness can thrive. It is not merely about finding a quiet place, but about cultivating an environment where external and internal noise is minimized, allowing for focus, clarity, and deep reflection. The physical space is essential, whether it's a room in your home, a secluded area in nature, or even a specific corner of your workspace. The physical elements of this space can significantly contribute to its ability to foster silence. For example, eliminating clutter, reducing sensory distractions, and ensuring comfort can transform a seemingly ordinary space into one that invites stillness. Soft lighting, calming colors, and natural elements like plants can further enhance the peaceful atmosphere, making it conducive to relaxation and introspection. However, creating a silent space goes beyond the physical environment. It also requires attention to the mental and emotional aspects of silence. Often, the mind is filled with constant chatter, worrying, and distractions that make it difficult to settle into the moment or access deeper thoughts. Achieving mental silence involves quieting these inner distractions, allowing the mind to rest from its habitual patterns of overthinking. This can be achieved through mindfulness practices, meditation, or simply taking a pause to observe the thoughts without judgment or reaction. It is in this mental stillness that clarity begins to emerge, enabling the individual to connect with their inner thoughts, intuition, and emotions without the interference of daily stressors or external pressures. The power of a silent space lies in its ability to provide a mental reset. In our fast-paced, overstimulated world, silence allows us to take a step back and create a boundary from the constant flow of information, demands, and responsibilities. The absence of external noise creates room for introspection, reflection, and creative thinking. It is within this space that we can evaluate our goals, assess our emotional state, and realign our priorities. Silence offers an opportunity for deep self-discovery, where one can connect with their true desires, uncover limiting beliefs, and gain insight into their authentic self. By regularly creating these silent moments, individuals can tune into their inner wisdom, clarifying their sense of purpose and making decisions with greater confidence and awareness. This silent space also serves as a powerful tool for rejuvenation and mental restoration. In a world that constantly demands our attention, taking time to immerse oneself in silence allows the body and mind to rest. Just as physical rest is necessary for the body's recovery, mental rest is essential for sustaining focus, creativity, and overall well-being. The silence becomes a refuge where the individual can recharge their energy, reduce stress, and prevent burnout. By creating regular moments of silence, we allow our minds to reset and recalibrate, making it easier to approach challenges with a clear, open, and refreshed perspective. For many, creating a silent space involves breaking away from the noise of technology, putting away phones, silencing notifications, and disconnecting from digital distractions. This step is particularly important in today's hyper-connected world, where constant access to information and communication can make it challenging to find moments of quiet. By deliberately choosing to step away from digital devices, individuals can create a boundary that protects their mental energy and encourages a more mindful, present experience of life. This can lead to increased focus, more meaningful connections with others, and a greater sense of balance and control over one's time. The act of creating a silent space also provides a sense of control over one's environment. In a world that often feels chaotic and demanding, having a designated space where one can retreat to forced solitude offers a sense of autonomy and peace. It becomes a place where individuals can center themselves, free from the pressures of the outside world, and regain a sense of inner stability. This mental and emotional control is empowering, as it allows the individual to take charge of their well-being, rather than being constantly at the mercy of external circumstances. Over time, the practice of creating a silent space fosters greater emotional resilience, helping individuals navigate challenges with greater calm and clarity. Creating a silent space can also facilitate creativity and problem-solving. When the mind is quiet and undistracted, it can access deeper levels of insight and imagination. Without the constant noise of distractions, creative ideas can flow more freely, and innovative solutions to problems may emerge more naturally. This is especially true for those in creative fields or problem-solving professions, where a quiet space can lead to breakthroughs, fresh perspectives, and greater inspiration. The absence of noise allows the mind to explore possibilities without judgment or limitation, leading to a greater sense of flow and innovation. A silent space is also essential for practicing mindfulness and cultivating a present moment awareness. When individuals are caught up in the rush of daily life, it can be easy to become disconnected from the present moment. Creating a space of silence allows for the cultivation of mindfulness, where one can fully experience the here and now, free from distractions and mental clutter. This heightened awareness leads to a deeper appreciation for life, greater emotional balance, and a sense of peace that comes from being fully engaged in the present. Regularly returning to a silent space creates a habit of mindfulness that can carry over into other aspects of life, allowing individuals to live with more intention and focus. Moreover, creating a silent space strengthens one's ability to listen both to others and to oneself. In a quiet environment, we can more easily tune into our own thoughts, feelings, and needs, as well as listen more attentively to the thoughts and needs of others. This heightened ability to listen fosters better communication and deeper connections with people. It also enhances emotional intelligence, as we become more aware of our own emotional responses and more attuned to the emotions of those around us. Creating a silent space not only improves our ability to communicate effectively, but also deepens our capacity for empathy and understanding. Finally, the practice of creating a silent space helps individuals disconnect from the pressures of perfectionism and external validation. In silence, there is no need to perform or prove oneself to others. It is a space where individuals can simply be, without the need for approval or recognition. This freedom from external judgment allows for greater self-acceptance and a deeper connection to one's true essence. Over time, creating a silent space becomes a sanctuary for personal growth, self-expression, and authenticity, enabling individuals to live with more confidence, peace, and purpose. By intentionally creating these moments of silence, individuals cultivate a sense of balance and well-being that empowers them to navigate life with clarity, grace, and inner strength. Chapter 8. Challenges of being silent. The challenges of being silent are multifaceted, involving both external and internal obstacles that can make the practice feel difficult, uncomfortable, or even counterintuitive. In a society where communication is often seen as a key to success, silence can be perceived as a weakness, disinterest, or social incompetence. There is an unspoken pressure to constantly contribute to conversations, meetings, and social interactions. This pressure can create discomfort in situations where silence is preferred, as individuals may fear being judged for not participating or worrying about missing out on opportunities to make a meaningful contribution. In professional environments, silence can be seen as a lack of engagement or initiative, which can create anxiety for those who feel the need to assert their ideas or prove their worth through verbal participation. In social settings, there's often an assumption that quietness means aloofness or lack of social skills, leading to feelings of alienation or exclusion for those who choose silence as their mode of expression. Internally, the biggest challenge often lies in overcoming the habitual urge to fill the void of silence with words. Human beings are generally wired to communicate, and when placed in a situation of silence, there is an instinctive desire to speak in order to break the discomfort or to make others feel more at ease. The mind also tends to race, with thoughts, judgments, or responses constantly bubbling up, making it difficult to stay silent. This mental noise can make it hard to simply exist in the moment, leading to internal struggles that manifest as anxiety or a need to speak for the sake of speaking. The temptation to fill silences with irrelevant or unnecessary words can undermine the power of silence, making it harder to cultivate meaningful stillness or reflective thought. Another challenge lies in the potential misinterpretation of silence, particularly when silence is used in tense or confrontational situations. Silence can be misunderstood as avoidance or passive aggression, especially in situations that require active participation or resolution. People may interpret silence as a sign that someone is angry, uninterested, or unwilling to engage, which can complicate relationships and hinder the progress of important conversations. This fear of being misunderstood can lead to individuals breaking their silence prematurely, losing the opportunity to let others fully process their thoughts or create space for deeper reflection. In situations where silence is used strategically to create tension or allow for a thoughtful pause, there is always the risk that others may misinterpret it as a sign of discomfort, weakness, or conflict, which may cause them to react in ways that derail the intended purpose. Silence can also be perceived as a form of isolation, especially in group settings where communication is expected and valued. When an individual chooses not to speak, others may feel excluded or as though their thoughts are not being heard. This can lead to feelings of loneliness or disconnection for the person who remains silent, as they might feel detached from the group dynamic or out of sync with the flow of conversation. In some cases, this isolation can result in social anxiety, as the individual may start to feel like an outsider for not contributing, or they may question whether their silence is being noticed and judged. The challenge here is to balance one's need for silence with the need for connection, ensuring that silence does not become a barrier to meaningful engagement or relationship building. Moreover, silence can become uncomfortable when difficult or sensitive topics arise, and the instinct to fill that silence with words may feel like the only way to break the tension. During conflicts or emotionally charged discussions, remaining silent may seem inappropriate, as people may expect verbal responses or actions that demonstrate empathy or resolution. Silence in these situations can be perceived as avoidance or a lack of willingness to engage with the issue at hand. While silence can often be a powerful tool in conflict resolution, the challenge is in learning how to use silence appropriately, allowing space for reflection without creating a sense of emotional distance or disengagement. The discomfort of not immediately reacting to a difficult situation can also challenge an individual's emotional resilience, as the silence may provoke an internal struggle between wanting to speak out and the need to remain calm. Another internal challenge associated with silence is the difficulty of truly listening during moments of quiet. While silence can be an invitation to listen, it can also create a temptation to overthink, strategize, or mentally plan the next response. This distraction can prevent one from being fully present in the moment, undermining the effectiveness of silence in fostering deep listening or understanding. In moments of silence, it's easy to become preoccupied with one's own thoughts, judgments, or assumptions, rather than being fully attentive to the person speaking or to one's own inner dialogue. In order to master silence, it's important to learn how to quiet the mind and resist the urge to mentally interrupt or prepare responses while others are speaking. This requires a high degree of mindfulness and emotional intelligence, as the individual must learn to stay grounded in the present and actively engage with what is being communicated, whether externally or internally. Silence can also present challenges when it comes to self-expression. In a world that often values extroversion and outward expression, those who prefer silence may feel their thoughts, emotions, and needs are overlooked or undervalued. There can be a strong cultural bias towards speaking out, sharing opinions, and advocating for oneself verbally. Those who embrace silence may sometimes feel marginalized or ignored, as they struggle to assert their perspectives in a way that feels authentic to them. This challenge is especially evident in situations where individuals are expected to speak up or be vocal about their needs, such as in meetings, social events, or personal relationships. Finding the balance between embracing silence and expressing oneself when necessary can be difficult, as it requires navigating the tension between staying true to one's nature and meeting the demands of external expectations. The fear of missing opportunities can also be a challenge when practicing silence. In conversations, particularly in group settings or business situations, there is often an underlying pressure to contribute in order to be heard, establish authority, or ensure that one's ideas are considered. The longer someone remains silent, the more they may feel as though they are losing their chance to participate or influence the outcome of a discussion. This fear can lead to internal conflict, as the individual grapples with whether to stay silent or speak up. In these situations, the challenge is finding the courage to embrace silence as a strategic choice, trusting that meaningful opportunities for expression will arise without the need to fill every moment with words. The key is to develop confidence in the value of silence and trust that it does not equate to passivity or missed chances, but rather provides the space for more intentional and impactful contributions when the time is right. Another significant challenge in embracing silence is dealing with the inner discomfort that arises when one is forced to confront their own thoughts, feelings, or unresolved issues. Silence often brings up uncomfortable emotions, such as loneliness, anxiety, or uncertainty, that individuals may try to avoid by staying busy or distracted. When faced with silence, the mind may surface old wounds, fears, or doubts that have been suppressed or ignored. While silence can be a powerful tool for self-awareness and growth, it can also force individuals to confront these deeper, more painful emotions. The challenge is to embrace the discomfort without running away from it, recognizing that silence can serve as a space for healing and resolution, even though it may initially stir up difficult feelings. Ultimately, the challenges of being silent are deeply connected to the personal growth and transformation that comes with embracing stillness. While silence may feel uncomfortable or counterproductive in certain contexts, it offers profound benefits when practiced with intention and awareness. By overcoming the internal and external challenges of silence, individuals can cultivate deeper self-awareness, improve their emotional intelligence, and engage in more meaningful, thoughtful communication with others. Through consistent practice, silence becomes less of an obstacle and more of a tool for enhancing clarity, influence, and personal growth. Conclusion. The conclusion of the book encapsulates the overarching theme that silence is a deeply transformative and empowering force, providing individuals with the opportunity to reconnect with their inner selves, enhance their clarity, and achieve personal growth. It stresses that silence is not simply the absence of sound or the avoidance of interaction, but rather an active choice that requires conscious effort and intentional practice. Through silence, individuals can create space for self-reflection, allowing them to detach from the noise of everyday life and tune into their deeper thoughts, desires, and emotions. By adopting silence as a regular practice, they can develop a stronger sense of self-awareness and emotional intelligence, which in turn helps them respond more thoughtfully and effectively to life's challenges. Silence allows individuals to rise above the distractions and chaos of modern living, offering them the mental clarity needed to make more informed decisions and cultivate a sense of calm in the face of adversity. In professional settings, silence can enhance one's ability to listen actively, engage with others more meaningfully, and communicate with greater impact. The book encourages readers to view silence as a tool for influencing their environment and relationships, suggesting that true power often lies in the ability to choose when to speak and when to remain silent. Silence, in this sense, becomes an art of strategic influence, enabling individuals to command respect, exude confidence, and create space for others to express themselves as well. The conclusion further highlights that silence is not about isolation or retreat, but is a way of engaging with the world more authentically. Rather than rushing to fill every silence with words, individuals can embrace the pauses in conversation and life, recognizing that these moments hold immense potential for connection and understanding. Through silence, people can deepen their relationships, create space for empathy, and cultivate a presence that speaks volumes without the need for excessive verbalization. It encourages readers to break free from the societal pressure to constantly be speaking, performing, or justifying their thoughts and actions. In this way, silence becomes a tool for personal liberation, allowing individuals to shed the burden of constantly needing to be on, and instead experience a sense of peace and inner strength. In addition, the conclusion explores how silence can act as a mirror, reflecting back the truths we may otherwise ignore. In the stillness, we are confronted with our own fears, insecurities, and limiting beliefs, and while this may feel uncomfortable, it offers a crucial opportunity for growth and healing. By leaning into the discomfort of silence, individuals can work through their internal struggles, confront unresolved issues, and gain the self-insight needed to evolve. The book suggests that silence holds the power to heal emotional wounds, promote mental well-being, and foster resilience in the face of life's inevitable challenges. It is in silence that one can find the space to reconnect with their authentic self, away from the noise of external expectations and societal pressures. Moreover, the conclusion reinforces that silence is not just a tool for personal growth, but also for creating a more balanced and harmonious life. By integrating moments of silence into daily routines, individuals can better manage stress, develop a stronger sense of mindfulness, and approach challenges with a clearer, calmer mindset. The book encourages readers to see silence as an integral part of self-care, highlighting how it allows for mental and emotional rest, which is necessary for long-term well-being. In a world that prizes constant activity, silence offers a much-needed repriever chance to recharge, realign, and regain focus. This practice of silence, when embraced fully, serves as a form of mental hygiene, enabling individuals to stay grounded and present even in the most chaotic or demanding situations. The conclusion also touches on how silence fosters creativity and innovation. By stepping away from the constant buzz of noise and distraction, individuals create the mental space needed to tap into their creative potential. It is in silence that new ideas emerge, insights are gained, and solutions to problems are discovered. The book suggests that the more one practices silence, the more attuned they become to their intuitive knowledge, and this connection to their inner wisdom can lead to breakthroughs in all areas of life. Silence allows the mind to wander, to make connections, and to explore new possibilities in a way that the constant barrage of noise and information often stifles. The conclusion emphasizes that silence is not a passive act, but an active one that requires discipline, courage, and awareness. It is a practice that invites individuals to slow down, be present, and choose how to engage with the world around them. By committing to silence, individuals cultivate patience, cultivate deeper awareness of their surroundings, and learn how to engage more meaningfully with others. The book suggests that this mastery of silence is what ultimately leads to personal empowerment, as individuals learn to command their energy, navigate their thoughts and emotions, and respond to the world around them with intention and purpose. Lastly, the conclusion leaves readers with a powerful invitation to integrate silence into their daily lives in ways that work best for them. It acknowledges that silence may initially feel awkward or challenging, but with consistent practice, it becomes a source of strength and clarity. The book encourages readers to experiment with different types of silence, whether through meditation, reflection, or simply taking moments of quiet throughout the day, and to notice the profound shifts it creates in their emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Over time, silence becomes a foundation for a more centered, focused, and intentional life. The ultimate message that by embracing silence, individuals unlock a deeper, more fulfilling experience of life, where they can approach each moment with greater presence, purpose, and authenticity. Through silence, readers are reminded that they can not only enhance their own lives, but also positively influence those around them, creating a ripple effect of peace, clarity, and thoughtful communication in the world.